Hi, today we're going to make some bread. It's just a simple loaf of white bread, but it's very easy to put together for a beginner. I've gathered up my ingredients and I'll put them in the description below also. Anyway, we start out with 1.5 cups of warm water. A little warmer than your skin, but not hot. You don't want to kill the yeast. Next, we'll put in 1 tablespoon of sugar. That's to feed the yeast. And then I'm putting in a little more than what it calls for. I'll put the correct amount in the description, but I'm using 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast because my yeast is very old. Still works, but it just is a little weaker. So you would normally use like a 1 packet size, which is a little less than a tablespoon. So this is a little more than a tablespoon. Now you can proof this or not proof it. Proofing is where you make sure that the yeast is alive. I know this yeast is alive, but we'll go ahead and proof it anyway so you can see what it looks like. What'll happen is it'll foam up. So we'll let that go for a couple of minutes and come back. Okay, I think you can see that it's blooming now. This is the kind of yeast that I use. It's pretty inexpensive to buy, and you get a ton of it. So in fact, the package I'm working on now, I've had, well, of course I don't bake bread off and on, but the one I have now has lasted me for years. I just keep it in the fridge. You can keep it in the fridge or in the freezer. Yeast is pretty durable, and if it starts to get weak on you, do as I do, just add more. So anyway, the yeast, sugar, and water mixture has bloomed. Now what we want to do is add some flour. So we'll start out by adding about 2.5 cups. I've got the 1/2 cup measurement here. So that's 1/2 cup. That's a cup. That's 1.5 cups. That's 2 cups. Look at that, it's starting to try to grow out of the container already. And 2.5. And now we just mix this together. Just till it should make kind of a shaggy dough when it's incorporated. There we go. We'll add the additional flour when we're working it, kneading it. We'll still be adding probably another cup in that area of flour, maybe a little more. And now it's coming together as kind of a shaggy dough. Pretty easy so far, huh? One more addition, I accidentally deleted the portion of the video that had it, but we need to add salt and oil. That's 1 teaspoon of salt and about a tablespoon of oil. And then you knead it. Now our next step is going to be to knead it. So give me a moment and I'll be right back. Okay, now we've got flour down on our work surface. And we'll dump the bread out, or the dough. Not quite bread yet. Guess I'm getting anxious. I put a good layer of flour down there. Almost 1/2 cup. Put a little flour on your fingers and it helps you get the spoon clean. without sticking to your hand too much. You know, at this point, I generally like to grab some flour to work with on the side. I want to sprinkle the top. Now we've got probably a total of another half cup total on top of the bread dough here and on the counter. And what we're going to do is kind of, it's a little sticky, not too bad. We'll just work some of that flour into it. So now we're up to 3 cups of flour altogether. And we'll probably add more. Different people mix or knead dough different ways. This is the way I like to do it. Kind of get it, I work it flat, I push it away from me, turn it, push it away from me, turn it a half a turn or quarter turn and push it away. Fold it back in on itself each time you turn it. So you start out building. What this does is it builds the gluten, and it really makes for a better crumb. The more you knead it, the better it is. I have a KitchenAid mixer to do this, but unfortunately it's not at my house right now. It's at my storage unit. But we are going to get it and bring it over here because I've decided to start making bread. And the main reason is I've just, you know, it's so sketch to buy the store-bought bread. You forget about it and you look at a loaf after it's been sitting out for 3 weeks or a month and there's still no mold on it. It looks good. Not all bread's that way, but you know, seems like the ones that I get are that way. I'm not saying your bread won't mold eventually, but you know, this is fresh bread. This will last you about a week. And you know, it's pretty ripe after about a week. It's, you know, there's no preservatives in it. And you saw what went into it. Very simple ingredients. Very cheap. These breads are very cheap to make. Now, since I just started getting back into making bread, what I will do is there'll probably be more videos in the future. I want to make a raisin bread. I want to make an onion bread. Also, I want to make cinnamon rolls. Bread dough, homemade bread dough makes the best cinnamon rolls. You can make bread sticks. You can, once you have this dough down, and you can really make the recipe your own. I'm going to add a little bit more flour into it. A little on the top and a little on the bottom. You don't want to fold like a big clump of flour into it, so it was just starting to get sticky on my hands, as you can see. Like right there. I lost track of time. Generally, I set a timer for this, but I'm pretty long-winded sometimes, so I'll let that be my timer. But I think we've been doing this for about 3 or 4 minutes so far. Just push it away from you, fold it over, turn it, fold it back, push it away from you. And we just keep going. Now, bread is pretty forgiving. You don't have to have your ingredients exactly to the point. You can, and it will change each time you make bread, how much flour you need to put in it. It's like, you know, it's sensitive to the atmosphere. And sometimes you might have to put more in, or might be more humidity, and that's why you would have to do that. Or if it's drier out, you may have to put in less. Or if it's a Tuesday or a Monday. I kind of change up my kneading sometimes. Basically, you just want to work the dough. This would be the part where you have your grandkids do it. Don't trust them with the measurements. But back to the measurements there. You can put in a little bit more sugar if you want it a little sweeter, a little bit more salt. It enhances the flavor more. You can experiment with it. And I don't really follow a recipe like this anymore. After a few times, just like 3 or 4 times making bread, you'll understand what you want. And some people add an egg into their dough. You can expand it from there. Not that I wouldn't. But it would be nice to make an egg bread. If you want to do something like that, you just replace some of that water with, the liquid volume, of an egg or a couple eggs or, whatever. You can add pretty much anything. Put Italian seasoning in the dough and, you come up with it. If you can't, just go to YouTube. Just do different bread recipes and you'll see quite a bit. But I can't knead like I used to. I kind of get burned out. We've been going for about 7 or 8 minutes. We're pretty much there, but even when I think it's right, I want to knead a little bit more, just because it helps the texture in the crumb. When I show you this at the end, I'll show you the loaf that I'm eating off from right now that's a couple of days old. I just cut into it last night for the first time. I especially like it for toast, and it makes the best toast. Also, I like to add peanut butter to that toast. The peanut butter toast is really superb. See how it starts coming back? When you're at that stage, then you're ready. Or you can keep going. You can always knead some more. I'm going to go ahead and knead this flour into it that I dumped on. It's nice to have a bread pan. You don't necessarily have to have a bread pan. You could use something else. You could just use a cookie sheet, just make a round loaf and put it on there like that. And make sure that you put a slice or 2 in it so that it reads a little bit more in the oven. And it's kind of like a controlled crack. Okay, when I make a loaf, I like to just do this. Push it, stretch the outside, push the inside. Then you want to close it up. Of course, it wants to stick to my hands and not to itself. It's going to come out good in the oven anyway. Now I have a bread pan here. I have a bread pan I'm going to use. It's a Pyrex, bread pan like you see. You can use metal ones. There's ceramic ones. But no matter what you use, you want to hit it with a little cooking spray. And that's all you'll need to get this just to drop out of the pan. Just like that. Show you so you see it's all closed up here. I do want the seam on the bottom. And I just kind of move it around a little bit while it's in there. Now, this is a good time to turn your oven on. I turn it to 350. Little H2O sprayed over the top of it. That keeps it soft enough where it raises a little bit better. Now what we're going to do is just cover this loaf. And this is the one rise thing where it only rises once. Just cover up the loaf with a tea towel or whatever. You use plastic wrap, whatever you want to. And we'll let that rise, and it'll come up to about here. Well, I don't know if you can tell that, but it'll rise about an inch above the pan. And that's when we bake it. And a half hour later, you've got steaming hot bread. You do want it to cool, though. You don't want to cut it into a hot loaf. For some reason, it kind of spoils it. Okay, we'll come back after this is risen and I cleaned up a little bit. Okay, our oven's been heated to 350, and I'm going to spritz the top with water. There it is. Okay, so I've taken it out of the oven. It's been 30 minutes, and I put a little butter on it. I use one of these little brushes, silicone brushes, and they just brush the top. I like doing that because it keeps it softer, and I think it adds more of the flavor. And see, once you do this, if you wanted to sprinkle it with seeds or nuts or something like that, you certainly could. Although I think that's really best when you're in the dough making stage, that you roll the dough in the nuts or seeds or whatever you want to have on it on the outside, like, you know, the store-bought breads. But anyway, that's a loaf. Let me take it out of the container and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, there's the freshly baked loaf back here. And here's one I made a couple of days ago. And that was buttered on top too. It just absorbs in. But it comes out beautifully. And the crumb is so nice. I'll show you how it cuts. I'll be right back. There's a freshly cut piece. I like cutting it a little thicker. And this I'm going to make toast out of, because now you've making this video, you've forced me to have a piece of bread. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this. And Val, you got to try this. Just wanted to show you what it looked like toasted up. It's very, very nice. Okay, muffin and cupcake both say goodbye. So do I. See ya.